So, I hope the first part is a bit clear about the mega event and urban development process. Now I go on to move forward to this case in Beijing. I had conducted a field work in July and August in Beijing. I had this question with me when I go there. Although it's difficult to say, I can already understand how much legacy have they left, possibly for a negative one, but I would say, to what extent have Beijing explored the mega event strategy, the concept to create a catalyst for its urban regeneration program? So, as the research model has shown, I will look at motifs, the organizational structure, how they try to implement the whole preparation, also the development strategy they have chosen, and what has been the effect so far. And this is a picture of the opening ceremony. So it's showing a smiling face for Beijing to welcome people around the world. So a few words about Beijing. Its profile. I think Sheila is more expert on Beijing's urban development. I will just give some so you can compare that with the cities in Amsterdam or in your own home country and home cities. Beijing is in the north of China, and it has been selected in 2001 as the host cities of 2008 Summer Olympic Games. But it's not the only city that hosts all the events. We have also other cities that host the soccer, for example, Shenyang, Jinhuadao, Tianjin, and Shanghai. And we have Hong Kong, who hosted the horse riding event, and we have Qingdao that is more for the sailing events. So it's actually spread quite much, with the concern that Beijing shouldn't build too many venues that it won't use afterwards. So, and go further on to this place. Beijing is an area with almost 17,000 square kilometers. And I've looked at the internet, and the newest figure I found from internet in 2010 in February is the population in Beijing is 22 million. Among this 22 million, 13 to 14 are permanent residents, and this other 9 million is the non-permanent but constantly staying in Beijing. So, and there's another 3 that is only a guess because nobody knows what exactly the figure. That is 3 million temporary migrations in and out Beijing, and that is some figure that no one can really count clearly. It has a GDP that is now pretty high. It counts about 3.8% of China's total GDP, and Shanghai is about 6%. It has now reached already doubled this $5,000 US dollar per person, and it always, for the last 1,000 years, has always been the most important political culture center of China, and is now the most important tourist center of China. In the last 3 decades, it has a quite big task to transform itself from an industrial city to a post-industrial city. Especially, it has, after the liberation, 1949, established a lot of heavy industrial sectors on steel. That's one very big factory, and also on automobiles. So that's one of the difficult tasks for Beijing to try to transform towards a service sector-oriented city in the future. It's a very difficult task. And if you look at Beijing, it's quite big, but 85% of the population only live in the urban core. If you can see that, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 to 8, and that's the most population will focus or concentrate in that area for their daily life. So basically, if you look at Beijing's motives behind the hosting of a game, although I basically in the beginning, before my interview, I would hate to say this is really political oriented, and it's really just unfortunately most of my interview confirmed this statement. It's a coming out party of the city of China, and to show that now we are at a stage, we have achieved our economic growth, and we are at a certain level that we have the capacity to host the Olympic Games. So in that sense, it is a coming out party. And of course, because of that, it's very important for the government to make sure the whole game will go smoothly. That also leads to a certain urban strategy that they choose that is a little bit different in terms of political calculation. For the city, they have, of course, some different intentions. Place promotion, that to hope that Beijing can be a very important city in the future in the global urban network, in terms of service sector especially. And the city of Beijing hope to make use of this game to move towards the service sector. So can we use the game to drive all the polluted heavy industry out? And of course, environmental legacy, I think, is very important for the host city to consider, especially because this city was really much doubted before the game whether it can match all the requirements of IOC in terms of air quality, for example. And social support, I think, at least if I read all the documents and news in between the lines, I think it is still quite important, although it's not like what you say in a democratic country, but social support is an avoided issue that you have to have. You have to have a mass population who are standing behind you and think this investment is worthwhile. So, if you look at this, the logos of Beijing 2008, and what they want to emphasize, that's the three issues we would like to emphasize: high tech, green, and people. So that's basically match what I have said beforehand, especially they hope that we show the modern face with the high tech. We show that we are not only a polluted city with top 10 polluted city as always listed in the world news, but we are all becoming green and we are really concerned about environmental protection. And people is very, very much to do with the pride and also the support of the communities, not only for Beijing but also for outside of Beijing. So, how to implement such a mass construction, and probably not only about construction, but also how you can make your city green, plant trees, and change all the behaviors of peoples, and also to involve more people. So, if you look at the structure, actually, it's quite simple. We have the central government, which actually played a quite important role. If you see this may be different when you compare with a lot of host countries in Europe. The central government and its organ have a very much important role in consultation in support of Beijing municipality and the organization community. So then there are the three themes that has been each conducted by its own theme. But what is